Dak and Amari Cooper were unstoppable. I mean, they were unstoppable until the coaches got a hold of them late in the game. And this is too good of a football team on prime time to lose that game at home.
Rex, let's talk through that scenario. When you get down there and you don't want to give them the ball back, it's Kirk Cousins on the other side. It's not Joe Montana. Take us through the thinking of the coaches.
Yeah, that was what was interesting to me is it was clearly, they thought that we can't afford to give the ball back to Minnesota because we're going to lose the game. That's what it looked like to me. That's the only reason you don't keep throwing the ball. They hadn't stopped them the whole time. I mean, Dak was unbelievable. This might have been his best game. And then Amari Cooper, you mentioned that. How does he not get the ball at that last play? I have no idea. But to me, and I hated the run too. Don't run lateral on a team. Run right at him if you're going to do that. But to me, or put it in your quarterback's hand. But the court, we mentioned Jason Garrett. Now anytime he loses, he's on the firing block,
sure.
And he's never been fired in 10 years. So, I don't know what it is. This team's got so much talent, and yet they're 5-4.
It is remarkable.
5-4.
Listen, what am I missing about the Cowboys? Like, everyone praises the Cowboys. To your point, Rex, they're 5-4. They've got one win against the team with the winning record. Last night, they're playing at home against a quarterback who notoriously struggled in primetime games. He's missing his best receiver. Their starting cornerback is out. Your starting quarterback, Dak Prescott, has an incredible game, and you still lose. They've got the easiest schedule in the NFC. They're 5-4. Why does everyone sit here and think that the Cowboys are a bona fide playoff contender? They've got one. You know who's got more wins against teams with winning records? The Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cleveland Browns. Those teams have more wins against teams with winning records than the Dallas Cowboys do.
But those teams aren't in it for whatever it's worth, and the Cowboys are, based on a variety of circumstances, including the competition they played. It's going to step up in class now. The schedule is going to get more difficult beginning with last night. Do you take away from last night that the Cowboys are just a paper tiger? At the end of the day, are they not a legit contender in a stacked NFC?
Well, I think what we've seen now in this league, why aren't they contenders? Everybody's a contender. Look, we sat back and everybody wanted to crown the Saints. They just got beat by the Atlanta Falcons,
right,
who finally decided to show up. So to me, it's every week. I think the San Francisco 49ers are the class of the NFC. I've said that forever. Yet I still think they're going to lose today. I think there's such a balance in this league that's why I wouldn't take this out. This team has the best offensive line. They have a quarterback that's playing well. They got a great receiver. They can rush the passer. And so, no, they're not out.
So maybe are we sitting here making this too much about what the Cowboys didn't do? You mentioned it. Dak played well. Vikings made clear that Zeke's not going to beat him on this night. Dak took care of that, and they wound up losing a close game against a good team. Maybe we just aren't giving enough credit where it's due to the Vikings, Dalvin Cook, and the way they played last night.
No, we have to give credit to them. I mean, it was a great game by Kirk Cousins. We kill Kirk Cousins all the time when he doesn't play well and in primetime games, and he answered that. I thought that the handling by Mike Zimmer right before the half, they go down 2-minute drill, score, and get points. And then the 4th and goal at the end of the third quarter where he goes, we're going to go for it, and then they get the 2-point conversion was so impressive. Like, it was such an impressive kind of moment where he said, we're going to go win this football game, and Kirk Cousins handled it. So, yeah, it's credit to Kirk Cousins, but don't sit here and tell me the Cowboys are bona fide playoff contenders. Don't.
Well, look, it is a league, Rex, to the point you made a moment ago, where Green Bay 2 weeks ago loses a game no one expects them to lose. The Saints yesterday lose a game no one expects them to lose. So there were good and bad moments for everybody, but the Vikings feel very much like a team that could be as good as anybody.
No, absolutely. If your quarterback, if you can get this kind of play from your quarterback, unfortunately we haven't seen it in a week-in, week-out basis, but we did see it for a stretch. There was a month where the guy was phenomenal. So to me, to the point that Dan's making, look, your best receiver's not even out there with Thielen. They get him back, being able to run the football like they can, and Cousins now becomes a plus for you and not a minus in big, on the big stage. That, to me, was impressive.
Let's see that happen before we anoint it.
Everyone, thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. We'll see you there.